This is my Ars Poetica. By the way, if you haven't checked it out yet, be sure and check out the new issue of Asheville Poetry Review. I've got a translation of a Neruda poem in here, and there's lots of other great poetry. Very good stuff. As I was saying, this poem is called The Troubadour. There's no money in poetry, but then there's no poetry in money either. Robert Graves. I wrote this poem when I was getting ready to graduate college and kind of realizing the difficulty I would find in getting a job with an English degree. So, The Troubadour. Will you buy my poems? They're so useful, you see. Good for the liver, kidneys, and mind. I could write for you all day long. Just think. I will fill your shoes with small poems. I will put them in your cereal and cook them with your eggs. You'll feel for them in the night, tripping over poems in your blind stumble to the toilet. Wash down a poem with a glass of water. Place one under your tongue and relax as it melts. Give it a while to kick in. If you hire a poet, I will take your poems for walks, feed them, and make sure they get plenty of fresh air. I can plant poems in the fertile cemeteries of gardens in full sun or in parched shade. I will hang poems in trees on spring days and place them on the wind when it blows. I will tie poems to the talons of falcons and send them to you when you're away. I will put poems in your sandwich, which you will eat and complain about the strange texture. I will place poems on the train tracks and bring them to you flat and warm. I'm learning to knit poems now, so tedious and cool. I'll have one finished by Christmas. If you hire a poet, you could have long shirts made entirely from poems. I can carve out poems for you to live in. 4 sturdy walls painted the color of dreams, apples floating in the wash basin, milk pitchers pouring over the apples, plums in the icebox, pillows and beds stuffed with poems, and rosemary, a blackbird perches on a tombstone, a mother pushes an empty stroller. There are centaurs, manticores, and ogres getting along in peaceful palm shade paradise. I can make poems out of your leftover children's toys, worn through welcome mats, moth-eaten wooden shoes, and plastic bottles you can't reuse. I will stock your woodpile with dry poems to burn for warmth in the cold months. I will put poems in casks and leave them to ferment in the cellar for years until supple and aged, to be drunk with a drop of water to open the flavors. If you hire a poet, I will have the valet park your poems in a private lot behind the walls of this dusty, people-ridden city in which you drove around your sport utility pros like a moon rover, razor wire, and electric sirens. I will push shopping carts full of poems through the streets while weeping and undressing. I will piss poems in the snow in cursive yellow letters that steam, dragon poems that heroes kill and then die, Wiglaf keeping most of the treasure. I will spam you with poems so that your inbox is full, 50% off, no questions asked, mailed in discreet packaging, get yours today. I will smoke poems and blow clouds of metaphors, smoke rings of illusion, and billows of I-ams until you're wrapped comfortably in a prosodic haze. I will fetch you leaves of poems that are the flag of my disposition, out of hopeful green stuff woven, poems made of amniotic power steering fluid, poems to be or not, poems that jazz June, poems that rage against the dying of the light, poems that wander lonely as clouds, sand poems lone and level that stretch far away, like the coffins of black Lysander, poems that drop magic juice on the eyelids of lovers staying drunk on the poems of endless eternity, Horatian diodes and skeleton poems that dance with roses and hum like cicadas when eating purple brains turned softly inside out. I will make you sunglasses out of poetry. The world looks so colorful through them, like a mirror housebroke in ecstatic hills. I will let poems finish themselves, dictating their own shape, like dugongs with wizards riding them, waving poems amid the humid chasm with laser-activated optical tentacles and decorating Bengal temples underwater lost for centuries. A lone poem, escaping out an open window into Asheville night. Will you hire a poet to water your soul with poems for growth and deepening of being? You see, we cannot survive without poetry. It is our heartbeat, the love we make, all that we touch, see, hear, and create, until books are burned. Then in the morning, there are no dreams, no joy, no peace. So please, Troubadour, play us your lute and recall a tale timeless as truth. Thank you.